Webheads, comic book fans, this is my top 10 most anticipated comics for August 17th, 2022. Guys, I'm Mike Spiderslayer. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. It's never too early to start that pull list for next week, and hopefully this list does help you make decisions on what comic books to buy. And after the top 10, don't forget about the noteworthy comics that are also getting ready to come out as well. So let's kick off this countdown, everybody, with the book that's on the hot seat, and this one goes to Ms. Marvel and Moon Knight. This is issue 1. Now this book continues from Ms. Marvel and Wolverine issue 1, and then it continued in Ms. Marvel and Venom issue 1 that comes out the following week. So what will make my determination for buying this comic? Well, this week we get that Ms. Marvel and Wolverine book coming out. And if that's well written, I will definitely continue to read this. I love Wolverine, I love Moon Knight, I love Venom, but if it's not written well, I don't need to spend the extra $5 for this book. It's a lot of money for what it is. However, I would love to see Marvel team up books once again. Alright, so what's the book that's on the rise? Well, this one goes to Barbaric Book 2, Axe to Grind, Issue 1. So this is from Vault Studios. This is a great book about a barbarian who has a talking axe that lusts for blood. That's pretty awesome, man. It's an hysterical book. It's very grotesque. It's not for the light at heart. Kids should not read this book, but it's a great book, and I can't wait for this next volume to come out. Another $5 comic. Coming in at number 10, we're kicking it off now. This goes to Daredevil issue 2. If you're following legacy numbering, I guess this is issue 650. It's a huge book. It's 52 pages and it's $6. The first issue, when it came to, I guess, this second volume of Chip Zdarsky's run of this, I wasn't overly impressed by it. It had a very familiar tone. It had great artwork. It kind of followed up of what's going on in the Daredevil universe right now and whatnot. I thought it was okay. You know, I'm yet to see where this is going to go in the long term now with this second volume. Yeah, it's just, there's a lot of unknown yet. I just wasn't overly impressed with the first issue just because I read everything else before that. So there was nothing new that I didn't already know. Moving on to number 9, we have Nightwing issue 95. This has been falling slowly down my list as of late because it's just not enough that happens in this book. I love Tom Taylor's writing. I love how he writes Nightwing. I love how he's a very giving person. I love when he does have action scenes, he kicks ass. I love his relationship with Babs. I love all that stuff. But when it comes to Blockbuster, Heartless, and all the other surrounding characters, there's nothing there. We know nothing about Heartless, and we're how many issues in since Tom Taylor has started this? Well, this issue sounds like it delivers that we're going to get a little bit more from that villain, and I guess we're going to know why he takes people's hearts. There's a specific reason for him to do this thing. I don't know. He sounds like an awesome character. I want to know what he is or who he is. Can we just get that already? So this is 32 pages and this one is $4. Coming in at number 8, we have Strange issue 5. This fell down a little bit because I didn't think this was going to end so quickly, right? We're only on issue 5. It looks like that Clea is going to find Doctor Strange, possibly resurrect him from the dead, and it looks like she's going to have to battle him first in the undead form before he becomes Doctor Strange once again. I love Clea as the Sorcerer Supreme, and I would love to see more of that. Unfortunately, Marvel wants to bring back Doctor Strange, I guess, super quickly, but this has been a fun series. The artwork has been great. I love Jed MacKay's writing. He's done a great job with her. Hopefully, this won't be the last we see of Clea. So this is legacy numbering 421, 28 pages, $4. Coming in at number 7, this goes to Hulk issue 8. This is the Banner of War finale. Now, if you loved action, this was for you, right? You had Thor, Hulk battle it out with each other. Thor becomes Thork, whatever you want to call it, and they fought, right? The problem with this book is I felt like it's lost its momentum right now because it took forever for this issue to come to fruition because of delays at Marvel Comics. So it's kind of lost that steam, right? But I'm sure once you pick it up again, you're going to be like, wow, this is great. I love the action of this. Reminds you of old school comics where all they do is fight and battle and stuff like that. But where does this go after this now? I'm very curious when it comes to Donny Cates' run on Hulk. I think his Hulk run is interesting. It's a little bit different, but we still don't really get where the story is going, right? We got this Starship Hulk and stuff like that. So I guess time will tell. Legacy numbering 775. This is continued from Thor issue 26, 28 pages, $4. Moving on to number 6, and I feel like this is very middle ground for me right now. Edge of Spiderverse issue 2. In this issue, we get Spider-Gwen, the new Spider UK. We get Mini Spidey, and then we get to know the antagonists in this story. So just like the original Spider-Verse, you're getting to know all these different spider characters. There's a ton more of them now, and you get a lot of little short stories, but you're not going to really get what's going on too much, I guess, of what's to come. So I guess we're building up to that, right? The last issue was fine. I like Aranya. I thought she was neat. She got a new costume change. Her powers are going through this evolution. Now we get this Spider UK. Is there going to be a character in this series that's going to take off like Spider-Gwen did? I don't know. Time will tell, but I want the main event to happen, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen into the adjectiveless Spider-Man series when that is released from Dan Slott and Mark Bagley. This one's 44 pages, and this one is $5. So now we're in our top 5, and now we move on to Gunslinger Spawn issue 11. Unfortunately, I did not get a chance to read Gunslinger Spawn issue 10. I never even got it at the shop because my shop did not have it in stock when I went there. Why I don't have that on my pull list, I don't know. It's my favorite Spawn book. Brett Booth's artwork is so dynamic. It's always action heavy, and every character is just a joy to look at, right? And I love Gunslinger, how he's misplaced in time, and he's trying to find out, how to get back, and he's trying to team up with She-Spawn, and they talked about the Scorch team and things like that. Best deal in comics, $3, 24 pages. Moving on to number 4, we have Iron Cat, issue 3. Again, I've said this last time, don't let the title deter you from buying this. This ain't some Cheese Whiz comic where Felicia is flying around in an Iron Cat suit. No, it's about a relationship that she had in the past, and her ex is coming after her to kill her because she killed Black Fox. Now, if you did not read the last volume from Jed McKay, you can get that whole story there, and it is phenomenally written, phenomenally drawn. If you love J. Scott Campbell cover art, you're going to love that too from that first volume. This story is really good. It gets into the meat and potatoes of the character that we have never seen before, and that's what Jed McKay has done so well when it has come to this character. Don't pass this one up. Pick it up. 28 pages, $4. Moving on to the top 3, one of my favorite anthology books right now. This is the Silver Coin. This is Unlucky issue 13. Remember that. So this I can relate to when I'm reading the description of this comic book. I was around when Y2K happened. If you guys weren't aware of what Y2K was, this was back in 1999 when supposedly all the computers were going to reset and computers were going to shut down and the world wasn't going to function. That's right, guys. It's going to be like a Skynet situation. People were freaking out over it. I worked in the hotel industry while this was going on overnight as a bellman, and I was working New Year's Eve that night. Well, at 12 o'clock, nothing happened. I mean, it was just hilarious. And so we're going to get a book now about Y2K, and I am curious what this story has to offer with the silver coin. Obviously, something's going to be horribly wrong whenever you get possession of that coin. Great read, 32 pages, $4. All right, now we move on to number 2. We got World's Finest, issue 6. Probably my favorite DC comic as of late. This book is written so well, and I love what Mark Waid has done with it. And this issue, we're going to be diving deep into, I guess, the misplaced timed Robin, right? And we've gotten to see this battle in previous issues with Devil Neza. We have Kara in this book. We have, I think it's Tim Drake. Is it Tim Drake in this book, or is it Dick Grayson. I don't know. I can never remember which Robin it is in this book. We've had Batman, we've had Superman, we had Green Lantern, we got all the Justice League characters. It's very light. It reminds you maybe of an old school DC Comics. I just love it, and I just wish all DC Comics were written this way. Batman, of course, a little bit darker, but what's going on in Batman right now is absolutely brilliant. But this has been a phenomenal read. This is another one where I say if you have not picked up Batman and Superman's World Finest, you're missing something great. The artwork by Dan Mora is beautiful. So this one is 32 pages and this one is $4. All right, so now we move on to number 1. And number 1 goes to Do a Power Bomb issue 3. This book is so good. You don't even have to be a wrestling fan to appreciate this book. We have this young wrestler that lost her mother in the ring, and now she's been called upon from a higher power to team up with somebody else to possibly resurrect her mom. And if you read the last issue, you find out a specific identity behind the person that she's teaming up with to do this battle. I think this is a phenomenal written book. The action is so good. The writing style in this is so well done as well. I mean, so good. Guys, do me a favor. Pick this book up. If you're like, do a power bomb, or like, I don't like wrestling, or I don't like independent comic books, this is something absolutely outstanding. Image Comics puts this one out. Great stuff. Do a power bomb, 32 pages, $4. We're going to go into the noteworthy comic books. First one is the Axe Judgment Day stuff. If you're X-Men fans, here we go. X-Men issue 13 is being released. If you continue the tie-ins, now we have Axe Death to the Mutants, issue 1. Next, we have X-Force, issue 30. New Mutants, issue 28 is the next one on the list. Not sure if this ties in. It doesn't look like it does. So if you just want something not attached to it, there you go. New Mutants, issue 28. Batman stuff. We got Batman the Knight. This is issue 8 of 10. Chip Zdarsky's book here. If you're following Catwoman, you have Catwoman issue 46. Great covers for this book, by the way. Next, we have another gorgeous cover. This will probably be on top 10 comic book covers. We have Harley Quinn issue 20. So I guess she's going through some kind of status quo change. And I'm very curious in the comments below, guys. Like, are you reading Harley Quinn? What do you think of Harley Quinn at this time? Next, Dark Crisis stuff. We have The Flash. This is issue 785. We also have Dark Crisis Young Justice. This is issue 3 of 6. Some independent, if you remember, crossover from Donny Cates. Well, now there's a 3D version, and there's an added story of what's going on in the dome in this version. So you might want to pick this one up. I'm curious what this one will look like in 3D. Then we have from Image Comics 20th Centuryth Men. I guess they're going through a World War III situation. Then old school 90 fans are going to appreciate this one. This is the last Shadowhawk issue 1. If you remember Shadowhawk back in the 90s, great stuff here, guys. I'm going to be picking this one up myself. So there you guys have it. There are my most anticipated. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to leave you right here, my top 10 comic book covers of the week. Hopefully you guys will vote on your favorite one. And as always, guys, keep buying, keep collecting, but most importantly, always read those comics. Guys, I'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye.